So I thought I'd go over some post-election housing information. I like to kill two birds with one stone. I'm actually in a new construction home today, doing a little favor for one of my clients. I'm gonna meet a painter out here so he can do an estimate. And I thought I'd talk about housing today. Why not? All right, let's start with the Fed. Well, we all know in September, Jerome Powell cut rates by 50 basis points. That is the Fed funding rate. And he met again last week, right after the election, and lowered it again another quarter of a point. Now, ironically, it did not affect mortgage rates. And that is because the mortgage banking system does not always follow what the Fed does. I know you would think it would, but it doesn't always. It aligns more closely with the 10-year Treasury bonds, which are on the rise. So are your mortgage rates. Mortgage rates have been rising for 6 straight weeks now. I know that sounds depressing, but the average 30-year mortgage rate ticked up to 6.79 from 6.72. But here's the good news, it is down from where it was 12 months ago. So there's always that. Yes, the 10-year bond has been rising based upon economic news that inflation is improving. I find that hard to believe, but that's why it's rising. The real question is, when the real economic numbers come out, what will happen? And when I say real, I mean the ones that have been sugar-coated for this past 4 years. A lot of freaking frosting put on all of those economic numbers, because as you'll notice, quietly they all get adjusted downward quietly later. I can only imagine that in 2025, once the new administration comes in, that there's going to be a rug pull. Just my opinion. I think there will be a rug pull and things will start to change. We'll see. So, predictions for 2025. Well, we should see some signs of stabilization with moderate price growth, steady but yet elevated interest rates, ongoing inventory challenges. That's probably not going to go away. And affordability will remain a key concern with construction materials, and for home buyers. In a nutshell, home sales are going to be slow as long as mortgage rates stay above 6%. They could be expected to rise if mortgage rates and inflation decline. That's a big if. Home prices will mostly hold their value in the short term due to lack of supply, but that varies between market to market. Every market's different. Rental growth should flatten out due to more supply hitting the market. But again, mortgage rates will remain elevated between 6 and 7%, unless of course we have a recession called. Kind of think we're in one, but we have to call it, and then possibly mortgage rates will go down. But right now, expect between 6 and 7% in 2025 for your mortgage rate. And here's something that's not surprising. Baby boomers here in Florida are still driving sales. That's right. I'm in a 55+ community now. And yes, baby boomers are buying homes. Yeah, here in Florida, baby boomers are driving sales in 3 metro areas: Jacksonville, Tampa, and Orlando, at least faster than they are in other markets. But after these storms, I think that'll change. Tampa, at least. Baby boomers are retiring in record numbers right now. And retirement signals quite a few things, like downsizing and often relocation. And these shifts in dollars as boomers move to different places in the country do affect the economy in the cities in which they purchase, like here in Florida and Raleigh, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That one's a head scratcher for me. And San Antonio, Texas. These are all places where retirees are moving. And while we're on the topic of baby boomers, I've been doing a lot of research on things. And as we get older, it's really, really important to stay healthy, and particularly for your mind. A lot of people will get degenerative diseases, say that 10 times fast, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other diseases. And a lot of that has to do with how stimulated your mind is, cardiovascular health, and your diet. So cut out the sugar, it's really bad for your brain. So living in a 55 plus community can be very good for your health because you will stay engaged. There's lots of activities for you to do. There's lots of people to meet. There's lots of physical activities for you to partake in. You can do yoga. You can do pickleball, super, super popular. Tennis, walk, ride your bike, go to the gym. Yeah, don't like the gym too much. But as you get older, these things are really, really important. Thus, that is another reason to consider a 55 plus community. Isolation and loneliness are one of the biggest contributors to getting Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's is not a genetic disease. We're living longer now, and unfortunately, Alzheimer's has to do with a lot of environmental forces and lifestyle. So, back in the day, I didn't get Alzheimer's because most people were dead by 50. People were living to 80, 90 years old, and so that's a lot of years to be maintaining the situation. That's why I'm focusing on it, because I really don't want to see my brain go south. And I could see, that could happen based upon some of the things I'm seeing and in my family. So it's top of mind. And another reason to consider one of these type of communities. Whether you contact me to talk to you about a 55 plus community or another realtor, just find a good realtor who knows their stuff. There are plenty of very nice ones around these days. Their popularity is growing. But anyways, back to housing. There's a lot of things that affect the housing market. It's just not interest rates and inventory. It's also the economy. Jobs are on the decline. No job, no mortgage, no house. And more if we were to enter into a situation where we were into a hot war, well, that of course would affect the housing market, because I think a lot of people just sit on the sidelines while we were in a volatile situation until that cooled off. That too could affect the housing market. And I am not praying for anything like that, for sure. Hopefully not. But the days, my friends, of 3% mortgages are gone. There are a crap load of people sitting on the sidelines because they think they're going to come back. They have an unrealistic expectation of what mortgage rates should be. We had unrealistically low, artificially low mortgage rates for a very long time. And the only way that is coming back is for some type of economic disaster. So, be careful what you pray for. Thoughts? Comments? I love reading your comments. And on this channel, I talk about a variety of things, not just real estate. So if you're new here and you want to find out more about that, you will have to subscribe. And you're probably seeing a red subscribe button somewhere on the bottom of this screen, and you should smash it. It's free. Okay, my friends, we should all buckle up for 2025. Particularly in January, I'm sure it's gonna get real interesting. And I hope I see you here with me so we can talk about it. Take care.